everybody, welcome back to Nostalgia Rewind. I'm West.
And I'm Kris.
And today we're watching There's a Bomb on the Bus.
Speed.
Starring Keanu Reeves. Reeves. Alright, spoilers ahead.
Anyway, Speed, made in 1994, and the synopsis is a young police officer must prevent a bomb exploding aboard a city bus by keeping its speed above 50 miles per hour. Starring Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, Sandra Bullock, Joe Morton, and Jeff Daniels. Oh, and Alan Ruck. I didn't remember him being in this.
Alan what?
Alan Ruck. He's Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Anyway, so yeah, your remembrance of this movie. You watched this movie more than I.
Oh yeah, this is a movie that me and my mom watched all the time, and I really liked it. It's action packed. There's love. There's tension. You know, it has everything. You know, looking back at it, I definitely see that it's like a movie. It's a product of its time. Like, I think a lot of the movie really, I guess, got my attention because it's like it was a neat concept. It's like, oh man, there's a bomb on the bus and they have to keep the bus going 50 miles or 60 miles an hour. So I would say it's not like the best comparison, but like for me watching it, it was like the idea of Inception or The Matrix. Maybe not on a big scale, but on an action level.
I guess I see what you mean.
Like, it was like, oh, what a neat, interesting idea.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's old and cliche and whatever, but when I first watched it at the time,
it was cutting edge.
For me, it was cutting edge. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably playing off other things from the past and stuff. But so I love this movie, Sandra Bullock. I used to know all the lines. It was just cool. It's a cool movie. But, you know, a little campy, I think, but cool regardless.
I honestly, besides the general plot of the movie, I can't tell you anything about this movie. Mm-hmm. Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm. And Sandra Bullock before she was an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Back when she would do, I don't know, mainly rom-coms, I think. Mm-hmm. So this is, I guess, a little out of her comfort zone. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, I really don't remember all this much. I want to say I enjoyed it. I don't remember hating it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you details. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. There's a bus. It can't stop. That's all I know. That's about it. So I'm excited to watch it again. It's been some time since the last time I've seen it, so.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited too.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's probably going to be a fun time. Definitely going to have a very 90s feel to it, I'm sure.
I definitely will.
But I don't think it's going to be unwatchable. I think it'll be a good time. I think it'll be entertaining and fun and jam-packed with explosions and action and speeding.
On a bus.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Also, this is one of those movies where, like, if I remember, they fall in love or something, but they fall in love because of a tense situation, like some crazy ass shit, like a traumatizing
like
event
a lot
happened.
Of action movies when there's
like,
a love
like,
interest.
It's like you saw a plane explode, you almost died a bunch of times, and you're like, I have enough. Oh, and you're on rubble, and you're like, yep, I have enough time to make out with you. This love right here and, like, you know, destruction.
It's so absurd. Like, I mean, I get it. I understand the science behind it, but it's dumb. I don't know. All movies don't need to have that love moment. Like, this could have just been an action movie and been like, okay, that's cool. It was fun.
Definitely. I think it's just at the time. That's just not the formula. Like, God, you need the love interest.
I don't think it's even just the time.
Shit.
I think it's still a thing.
Oh yeah, well,
it's a thing that they have to put in there. I remember when Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs came out. I know this isn't an action movie, but my brother at the time had read it because he was a baby, and he was really upset that they put a love interest in the movie because that wasn't in the book.
The same thing happened with Coraline as well.
Yeah, they put YB in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just always have to put a love interest because I guess even the manliest of men aren't going to watch this movie unless there's a love interest.
I need my kisses at the end of the explosions and blood.
It's the balance. So yeah, I don't know. I would like more just movies. That was a dumb thing to say. I want more just like whatever it is. We don't need to throw in a love interest. We don't need to just let the Let the story play out. Let this just be about a bus that's speeding and Keanu saving the day.
That's it.
That's it. He and Sandra Bullock don't need to fall in love.
Everybody's asexual. Nobody is interested in anybody.
Exactly. This is just a story.
Okay.
So let's watch Speed.
All right, here we go. Speed.
Alright, so we have just watched Speed.
And it's great.
I was delighted the whole time.
It was so good.
It is not a good movie.
No, it's not.
But it is so much fun. It is ridiculous and just over the top.
Oh, that's what the line was. Like, everything's so extreme where it's like, there's enough C4 on this bus to blow a hole on the planet.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Just the whole movie from start to finish is just absurd. There's a bunch of cheesy lines, but it works. It's not taking itself too seriously.
Yeah.
And that's why it works.
Because, when you were watching it, you said that the music is action-packed, but it's not taking itself that serious.
Yeah. It was like tense, but the stakes were not high. So it also sounded very similar to the music from Metal Gear Solid, but I guess technically Metal Gear Solid sounds similar to Speed because I'm assuming Speed came out first. I don't know the timeline there, but the music is very similar.
What I found interesting about this watch through now as like an adult, and I used to watch this so much, are some things like when the movie starts, we just get right into it, and Keanu Reeves' character has no development, like, at all. We just know that his name is whatever it is.
Jack.
His name is Jack, because they say it a bunch of times, that's right. And that's it, that's all we know about Keanu Reeves. Like, right now, what do you know about Keanu Reeves? Besides him being a cop, and...
His name's Jack, he's a cop, and and he has a bunch of, like, one-line quips.
Yeah, but nothing about him. We don't...
His best friend was his partner.
And his partner had more development. Jeff Daniels, he was into bombs. Well, I guess they're on the bomb squad.
Well, they never say that they're on the bomb squad because
the
when
LAPD.
Yeah, when they go in there in the beginning with the elevator, they're like, "Yeah, we're LAPD." But I don't know, or would they have presented it even if they were bomb squad? Would they have presented it that way to not worry the people in the elevator? Because the minute you say bomb squad, then everybody's gonna freak out.
Yeah.
So maybe they were. Jeff Daniels' character did know a lot about bombs.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, there's nothing.
But Keanu did not. So they're not on a bomb squad together.
Yeah, that's true.
But they were partners. So yeah, I guess they weren't.
Second thing is, right in the beginning when Keanu Reeves is introduced, he has like a smirk on his face. Like, there's people who are potentially gonna die in 23 minutes in an elevator because they're gonna fall down, and he's like, haha, yeah, let's go.
He definitely looked like he was trying not to laugh the whole time. Maybe, I don't know if it's his eyebrows. His eyebrows are very meticulous in this movie, and he was also chewing gum.
Yeah.
So maybe it just looked like he was trying not to. I don't know, but yes, it did look like he was.
When they're gonna go up the flight of stairs, he's like, "Guess we're walking."
There's so many one-liners like that.
Like, yeah, dude, like, this is serious. Can you pay attention?
Right?
This is a serious situation.
Also, they only had 30 minutes, not even. They had, 28, 23 minutes? To a T, one of the cops said, whatever. Yeah. And they ran up 30 flights of stairs?
They did, 30 flights.
I mean, I don't know what type of shape they're in, but I'm in okay shape.
Okay shape.
And stairs are tough.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they make equipment out of them. Stairmasters.
Yeah. After one flight, I would have been like, go on without me. I can't save these people.
So that happens, and then the bomb gets put on the bus, and it explodes. Oh, yeah. The bomb gets put on the bus, and it explodes.
Well,
and then there's like the
after
fire.
everybody's off the bus, it explodes.
Yeah, where he's holding up his hands to the fire, the flaming bomb.
Oh, in the beginning. Okay, the first bus that is put up. Yeah, he runs towards the bus, but what was he gonna do? Was he gonna
He's just gonna hold it. He's just gonna stop the bus with his bare hand. The flaming bus.
But he kept running after it. Oh man.
And he stayed next to it, so there's it's at least 20-30 seconds of just Keanu Reeves next to a flaming bus with his hands up. Just walk away from the bus. You don't need to.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
But it looks like he actually just sits there and ponders with his hands against his
Yeah, he doesn't walk away till the public phone the payphone rings. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, that's not a coincidence. Clearly that phone is for me. And it was.
And it was.
But
Dennis Hopper holding... all of Dennis Hopper's, like, scenes have his hand going across his face because he's holding the phone with the opposite hand on the opposite ear.
That was so bizarre. I mean, I get what they're doing because his whole deal was that he lost a finger.
9 digits.
Yeah. So they're trying to imply that the whole time. But it just looks so weird and unnatural. Like, if he was missing a finger in real life, he would have just held the phone with his hand that had all 5 fingers to the respected ear. Like, he wouldn't hold it to the opposite ear.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that. It looks so...
It's uncomfortable. I'm doing it right now. That's very uncomfortable.
I think it adds to the quirkiness of this movie.
Yes.
And why it's campy.
Yeah.
That's an interesting scene. All his scenes.
Yeah. What else was there?
Shoot the hostage. He shot his friend in the leg.
Oh, the one guy on the bus who has a gun and pulls a gun, and that's the whole reason that the bus driver gets shot. What did this man do that he thought that Keanu Reeves' character would have jumped from a moving car on the highway into this moving bus that's going 50 miles an hour? Like, what did he do that's that serious?
They're after me. They're really, really after me. Right.
What did you do, man? I can't think of anything unless you murdered somebody, or if you were doing what Dennis Hopper's character was doing.
Right.
Like, why would you think that Keanu was there for you? He just risked his life to for petty crimes to catch you? Come on, bro.
Bruh. You know, the second lady that gets off the bus, like, if anybody gets off, the bus is gonna blow. But she's like, I'm gonna go anyway. And then they run her body over. And I just like that Keanu's whole, like, monologue or speech to Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
It's just like, forget about her. It's over. You know? It was her fault.
It doesn't make you a bad person. We know you still care.
We know you still care. But
she's gone.
She's gone. She's dead. She's literally about 10 miles back, okay?
Which, I mean...
be right here.
Which is... It's fair.
It's true.
She's driving a bus that has a bomb on it, so she has to be in the moment. She can't be thinking about Helen, who just fell through the hole.
That was her name, wasn't it? Helen?
It was Helen, yes. What else was there? I wish I could remember... Oh, okay. When Jeff Daniels finally grabs all of the squad, because they figured out who Dennis Hopper's character was, and about him being an ex-cop, and yada yada yada, whatever, and so they finally go to his house, and then, of course, Dennis Hopper has an explosive set up to his house, because he's not an idiot. He was an ex-cop, and he wants vengeance for losing his finger.
He wants his money, as he said.
I really thought that once that explosion went off, and yes, it makes sense for Jeff Daniels' character to die and everybody else that was in that house to die, I really thought he was going to live. I thought he and Keanu at the end were going to have a bro moment, like he was going to go visit him in the hospital and be like, yeah, we did it, man. It was all worth it. He died.
He's dead.
I did not think that that's what we were doing here.
Dead.
That the whole movie did not signify to me that there was real stakes. That music was telling me there was no real stakes.
D-E-D.
And Jeff Daniels died. It was so sad.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought it was like so innocent that you're like, yeah, but he's gonna come back, and me knowing, I'm like, no, he's dead. He's
that's not what we were
dead.
Doing. I told you the music was low stakes, not death.
I think it's like intense low stakes. Like it's intense music that ends on like an upbeat, like dun 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 dun.
Yeah. So that's why it sounds good. It's like, yeah, we're gonna power through this, and of course they did prevail, but like prevail with all of them. What's his name wasn't supposed to die.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, wasn't. He was supposed to live, even though it wouldn't have made sense for him to live. It makes sense for him to die. He wasn't supposed to.
It's like they broke a rule. In
it's like killing animals. You don't kill a dog, and you don't kill the kids. You don't kill Jeff Daniels.
Oh, Steve.
It was a ton of fun, though.
It's a good movie. And they could have ended the movie in the part where they finally get, like, they take everybody off the bus and they have to slide on, like, a panel of the floor underneath the bus.
Definitely could have ended it there. We did not need to go into the subway.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing that's interesting, and they also like make reference to it, so they're like aware of it, but just how in love they became in every extreme traumatic scenario.
Yes.
Like they were making out once they really got out of the bus. Oh no, they weren't making out. They were just holding each other very closely. They kept flirting. Like it's like we're like minutes away from dying, and they're like, "Can we now though?"
Maybe.
And then even at the end, when the subway crashes through up into the Chinese theater.
Was it the Chinese theater?
Yeah, it was in Hollywood.
Didn't even notice that.
So yeah, it's like the subway's in the Chinese theater, and there's rubble everywhere, and you know people are like hurt, and then they just start making out because like now I guess now is the time.
It was an intense day
to make out.
I think they earned it.
It's just like we're gonna do this.
But I honestly think I don't know. I would have just started crying. I don't think I could have been making out with anybody.
Right.
I would have been too overwhelmed by the fact of everything that happened this day. She had a bomb strapped to her.
Right.
And then just everything. And then how she had to drive the bus. Like I don't know what her job was. Normally, we didn't get any character development on her either.
We don't know anything about any of the characters.
We just know that she missed her car, and so she had to ride the bus. She rides the bus at least every day because she knew the bus driver's name. They were friendly. He knew her name, she knew his name, and even in the whole beginning when she was chasing down the bus, and he was like, "Oh ho ho, it's just Annie." Like that's a typical day for them. So we know she rides the bus all the time. She misses her car. That's it.
So think about this. This movie has no characters.
It really doesn't.
No characters.
Except for
just labels. Like cop man, hotshot cop man, love interest. Hotshot cop man's buddy, cop. Lieutenant, tough lieutenant man. Because we don't know anything personal about any of them. But I still love this movie. But it's because
it's so much fun.
It is so much fun. And wow, what an interesting thought, though.
Yeah, like I don't care for these characters really.
At all. We can't even care about them. We're just like, oh, it's gonna explode. Oh no, they almost hit a baby in a baby carriage, but it was just a homeless woman with cans. Thank God, it was just a homeless woman.
Well, they didn't hit the homeless woman, so
yeah. Sure.
Thank God it was just cans. That's what it was. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was a good movie. I wish I had watched it more growing up. I don't know what I had against it or whatever reason why I never watched it more than once. Because I know I've seen it at least one time before this. Yeah. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Me too. It still holds up to be.
It's campy. Fun time.
I don't know if it's on purpose campy, but it's campy.
I think that was just what action movies were doing in the 90s. I don't know. Because even if you go and watch, which we're going to have to do this one sometime coming up, but The Last Boy Scout, because that's one of my favorites. The puns in that movie are ridiculous. The movie in general is ridiculous. Like, everything's over the top. And I think that's how it just had to be. Like, it had to be serious, but exceed that seriousness so that people could enjoy it. Yeah. I don't know. Recommend, though. Definitely watch it for a good time.
On to the trivia.
Oh, trivia. Okay.
Trivia.
Let's see.
Trivia.
Oh, there's tons of trivia for this movie.
Trivia.
Okay.
Trivia.
So, Keanu Reeves breaking the glass on the bus door in the beginning of the movie was an accident.
Oh, wow.
But they left it in the final cut.
Shit's intense.
Yeah.
Dun-dun.
So, was that real glass then? Was he breaking a real... I assumed, like, whenever I see anything in a movie where they're breaking glass, I imagine it's, like, sugar glass, like the fake stuff.
It looked real.
But, wow, he must have really hit that window.
LAPD! I'm a cop! And he kept driving...
that poor guy's car.
Yeah.
I forgot to talk about him.
In the Speed 2, they're going to take his boat.
We got to watch Speed 2.
Yeah, there's a comedic relief where Keanu Reeves takes a man's Porsche convertible.
It was a convertible. I don't know what type.
And he fucks it up. And, it's some funny... It gets like a funny scene. Anyway.
Oh, see, that's why I didn't think that Jeff Daniels was going to die. Because when that man finally, veers off after Keanu Reeves gets out of the convertible, he hits all those buckets of water. He would have died. Or
do they show him alive?
Yes.
Okay.
And you just said he's in the second movie.
Oh, my bad, yeah.
So, he would have at least broken his neck or something, which I guess is still a possibility, but he looked fine when they showed him in this movie. And that was like gallons and gallons and gallons of water he hit.
And fast.
Yeah. Like, at least over 50 miles an hour. So, he would have been injured. Whatever. A Fox producer realized they might have a hit movie on their hands when he noticed that during test screenings, audience members would walk backwards when they needed to go to the bathroom, so they would miss as little as possible.
Because the movie's action-packed.
It sure is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Tons of explosions and...
Well, people walk backwards. When's the last time anybody walked backwards?
I just try not to go to the bathroom when I'm watching a movie. The last thing that I can remember, like, that was super intense of a movie that, like, I did not want to get up and use the restroom was the third Lord of the Rings movie. Mm-hmm. And, you know how the movie ends with, like, 5 different endings? The screen goes black, like, 10 different times. So I kept thinking the movie was over and then realizing that it wasn't. And I just kept shaking my leg to the point, like, so intensely that I was shaking, like, the whole front row.
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't get up. I finished that movie. And then I bolted to the bathroom. But yeah, they weren't wrong. It's an exciting movie.
Was.
Sandra Bullock actually learned to drive a bus for the film, passing her test on her first attempt. Good for her.
Wow. And you're like, yeah, and you need a special license for that.
I did bring that up. And Sandra Bullock has it.
She
but
does
Annie have it?
The character, yes.
Now, let's see. The scene in which Annie, Sandra Bullock, takes the chewing gum out of her mouth and pretends to put it on her seat in order to give an excuse to change seats and move away from the obnoxious Stevens was improvised by Bullock. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember that scene.
Right? What was it? Like...
Oh, when she's talking to, Cameron from Ferris Bueller. I keep referencing him as that, and you don't know. But the tourist.
Yes.
She's talking to the tourist character. Yeah, I guess she takes her to gum out, puts her in the seat, and is like, okay, gotta go. Bye. Because she doesn't want to sit next to him because he's an annoying tourist.
Improv.
There was an instance when a schoolboy saved the lives of a school bus full of kids when the driver had a heart attack by climbing on the driver's lap, jumping on the brake pedal, and pulling the bus to the side of the road. When asked later why he did it, he told them that he had seen That Bus movie. At halftime during an NFL game, there was a ceremony hailing the boy as a hero. So this kid saw Speed and was like, I can do that.
And he saved it.
Them.
He's like, oh, I can finally use my speed knowledge for this.
That hero.
Just call me Jack for right now. And he did it, pulled it over, and he's like, oh, and he couldn't even remember the name. He's like, That Bus movie.
Right? He was like, I just saw it with my parents, but it left an impression. That's great.
What a hero.
Right. The bus jump scene was not in the original script. Director Jean Debon came up with the idea one day when he was driving around Los Angeles and noticed one section of the I-105 was missing.
Wow. How Hollywood? Just like you're making a movie, you're like, yeah, making movies is hard, it costs millions of dollars. Oh, look, this highway, it's missing a piece. What if we did the movie right there in the most difficult spot? Let's do it. F*** you, writer. We're adding in a bus jump scene. Don't give a
It was worth it, though. Even though that scene is obnoxious.
It definitely sounds like a producer note. It's like, can we add like something exciting here? Maybe like a bus.
This was the director.
The director?
Yeah. It's his movie. He's allowed to do it.
It's true.
So, step back.
It's true.
But that reminds me when, for Boy Meets World, they couldn't figure out a name for Topanga, and one of the writers was driving through Topanga Canyon, and I guess really liked the name, and was like, oh yeah, that's going to be the name.
Wow.
Yeah. So... Write what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Write what you see.
Right, exactly what you see.
Whatever you find interesting, just use that. Jean Debond insisted that Keanu Reeves get a sensible haircut, as would befit a hard-working cop. 20th Century Fox were horrified when they saw the buzz cut that he adapted for the film, threatening to postpone the film to allow his hair to grow back. That's so strange to me, because when I see his haircut, I'm like, oh, that's not Keanu Reeves, but he's a cop.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it looks fitting. I wouldn't have been like, hold the phone, we can't film this for another 3 months till his hair grows
How
out.
long was his hair before he got the buzz cut, though?
I'm assuming closer to like how it looks and everything else, like
so,
The Matrix or like Bill and Ted.
And they asked him to get a sensible haircut because
he's a cop.
He's a cop. He wouldn't have that long hair. Then they were mortified because it was a buzz cut.
Yeah, I think because he's not that he's known for his hair, but his haircut was always longer.
So they were mortified just that he cut so much.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
At least that's my impression. I could be wrong.
So yeah, it's a lot. But it's like, his hair grows back. People are so precious.
Yeah. Well, that's why they were like, oh, we're going to put it on hold until his hair grows back. But they didn't.
Stop an entire production. People, have already scheduled out the day. It's like, hold on. Production, crew, camera, art department, makeup.
Go find other jobs
graffiti.
for a month.
Hold on. The actor cut his hair just a little too short. So we're going to have to postpone the whole shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. All over a haircut. Stupid. But I'm glad that, they didn't let that stop them and they let him. Because he looks like...
He looks like a cop.
He looks like a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he had the longer... Not that he wouldn't look like a cop if he had his typical hairstyle, but I don't know. I think this works better.
It does.
Moving on. Keanu initially turned down the lead as he found the original script to be too much like Die Hard. He signed on after the director brought in Joss Whedon to rewrite the script.
Boom. That's why it's so much fun.
Everything makes sense now. Keanu did approximately 90% of his own stunts.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Dun, dun, dun,
and yet
dun.
every time I hear that Tom Cruise does all his stunts, I'm like, boo. I mean, it's cool that Tom Cruise does his own thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There is something cool about doing all your own stunts, but then like there's so something that's like, but you're the actor, like let the stunt people do.
Right, that's why we have stunt people.
Yeah.
They know how to they know how to fall.
Yeah, and that's what their group is for, and like if you hurt yourself, then you're postponing everybody's job, delaying everybody.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a selfish thing, but it is cool the thing he's doing, doing all your stunts.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway.
Joss Whedon rewrote the script uncredited.
It's so funny. It's like we get these little fun facts. It's like Joss Whedon rewrote the script uncredited, but we know about it in this trivia, so it is credited, but it's not like actually credited. Like
right, yeah.
Plausible
and then,
deniability.
According to Graham Yost, who is the credited writer, he said that Whedon wrote most of its dialogue. Well, good on Whedon for all those puns and quips and one-liners. I love them.
Yeah, they were good. When Keanu Reeves basically decapitates the guy, does he say it's like, but I'm taller?
Oh yeah.
Like,
and then when he jumps back down on the subway and Sandra Bullock's like, oh, where's whatever his name is or whatever happened to Dennis Hopper, and he's like, oh, he lost his head.
I'm very desensitized to murder and death.
Right? Yeah.
We should make out. No. You know what we need before we make out? Destroying the subway and landing in front of the Chinese theater.
Yes.
Anyway.
The watch Jack was wearing, the Casio G-Shock DW56000C, had been discontinued when filming commenced. Due to the film's success, the watch was in popular demand and the company started making them again. Good for the company. Not gonna lie, I didn't notice his watch at all. So, I don't know how people back then were real focused on his watch.
Right? It's like, oh, look at that. This totally takes me out of the element. That watch is discontinued.
But I really want it.
It's a Casio DW167 Ultralight.
Dumb.
I really want one now.
10 buses were used in the making of the film. Each one had 2 steering wheels, one for Sandra Bullock, the other for the stunt driver, which was more often than not on the roof of the bus. Can you imagine being the stunt driver? Being on top of that bus?
Right.
Steering it?
The whole bus.
That's insane. I'm trying to fathom driving a bus in general and then just driving it from on top of the bus.
Yeah.
That's insane. Kudos to these people. The bus jump scene was done twice as the bus landed too smoothly the first time.
Oh my god.
The bridge was actually there but erased digitally. That makes sense as to why the whole bus lands like entirely. Like I expected when they landed like the back wheels to be kinda not hanging off necessarily, but be closer to the edge, and when it landed all 4 wheels
had plenty of room.
Yeah.
It traveled over 50 feet in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, a little unrealistic. Just like this whole entire movie. But the film literally ran out of money before it was completed. When the film was first previewed for an audience, the subway scenes were animated storyboards. The audience loved them so much, the studio came up with the funds to shoot the scenes properly. That's funny. Can you, like, this audience, this test audience, loved their storyboard images so much that they were like, get more money, boys. They like them pictures.
They love them. They love them. Look, did you hear them? They're shouting our names.
Speed!
Speed! Speed! Get the funds.
Which is so funny because, I mean, again, like you mentioned, like they could have ended the movie earlier. They didn't have to have those subway scenes. I mean, it's fun. I'm glad it's in there. But the movie literally could have ended when they all got off the bus.
Right? And that's it. Which, by the way, the bus crashes into a plane. Like, there's a lot of damage that happens.
Yeah, that whole plane exploded.
Millions and millions of dollars. Like,
yeah.
Keanu Reeves could just, like, gallivant, continue. Like, he literally probably doesn't have a job anymore after this. Like, this whole incident, like, you think
Keanu?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just saved that whole bus of people.
Like, realistically, it's like, okay, so the bus, exploding a plane, destroying the subway. Like, somebody has to take the fall, Keanu, and it has to be you.
That's so true. I'm trying to think of, like, real life.
He's leaving a trail of destruction. He didn't
But, like, he saved people.
Yeah, he did, I guess.
And he killed the bad guy at the end.
He did. So funny.
Does that even out? I don't know. Like, you just have to retire? No. Right. Rennie Harlan and Quentin Tarantino were offered the chance to direct, but turned it down. Tarantino later named the film as one of his 20 favorite films since 1992. When did he say that?
Right.
Because
since 1992.
We're now in 2019, and if he said that now, that's still one of his 20 movies.
It can be. Why can't it be?
I don't know. There's just been a lot of movies that have come out.
It's true.
And I find it hard to believe that Speed is still in Quentin Tarantino's
He's like, they
top
did
20 movies.
They made an entertaining movie without developing anyone.
How
did they do it?
That is a feat. I really don't care about any of those characters, but I really enjoyed
or
the
know
movie.
anything about them.
Yeah.
To care about them.
Yeah.
You can't care about them.
Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels trained with real SWAT personnel to perfect their movement.
Of course.
The director cast Dennis Hopper because he didn't want a typical villain. He wanted Payne to be a regular guy who just snapped one day. I guess the character's name is Payne?
Payne. Symbolism.
Sure. I mean, he does seem like a regular guy, except that, I don't know, he has like crazy eyes, which I guess makes sense.
Crazy.
They said that he just snapped.
Yeah, and he's dressed in like just regular office attire.
Yeah. When he switches into his officer uniform, like, he does look like an officer. I wouldn't have guessed, like, he's the villain if I didn't already know that. The shot when the bus enters LAX and a plane is seen taking off right behind it took more than 50 takes. Not worth it.
Jeez.
This is why your movie had no more budget left for the subway scene. It's a waste of a day.
What was the scene again?
When the bus enters LAX and a plane is seen taking off right behind it.
Oh, wow. On the day, they're like, yeah, this shot's gonna be amazing. It's such a good shot. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get this shot. And, yeah, they spend a whole day on it, and we see it for, like, 4 seconds.
Yeah, if that. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember.
Right? It wasn't that significant.
That was a waste of a day. Can you imagine resetting a bus?
Right?
It's not just actors. It's vehicles, machinery. It's too much. Yeah, it's not worth it. The director cast Keanu Reeves as Jack after seeing him in Point Break. He felt that the actor was vulnerable on the screen. He is not threatening to men because he's not that bulky, and he looks great to women.
What a way to be described. It's like, yeah,
like, should he be offended or
it's like
honored?
You're not threatening the men. The women love you. You're basically like, sugar for everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, look at Keanu. I'm not intimidated by you. And that's a compliment.
You can talk to my girlfriend.
Oh, that's Keanu. Yeah, you can definitely hang out with my girlfriend. I have no worries about you.
Right?
Because you are non-threatening. That's a compliment.
Yeah, that's a weird... I totally get what he's saying.
Yeah, it's true, Keanu. I would be okay with you just going out with Keanu. Be like, okay, see you, Keanu.
Who would you not be okay with?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Who's intimidating? Yeah. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh no, but I'd want to date with him first. I'm just kidding. Yeah, maybe Michael B. Jordan. But that's because I know you really like him. Like, ooh. And he's like, baby girl, one night doesn't have to know.
He doesn't wear glasses. Or maybe he does. I don't know his life. Anyway. The film was released 1 week before O.J. Simpson led Los Angeles police on a chase in his white Bronco after he was suspected of murder. After the Bronco chase, many audiences who saw the film in theaters noticed how closely scenes from the film resembled the real-life Bronco chase, including media coverage and aerial shots of Los Angeles freeways. Wow.
Hey, I remember that high-speed chase, right? Because that's what it says. People recognize the shots from the high-speed chase.
No, because the movie was released 1 week before.
Oh, I see.
The whole thing with OJ. But I guess people just made notice of how realistic of a job they did. Like, the movie looked very similar to how the media coverage was of chasing OJ. Mm-hmm. So good on them. I don't know what they were using for reference. I'm sure all the other car chases that are in LA.
Yeah. State sport.
And they're off. Whenever a highway scene needed to be reshot, all the cars had to return to a starting mark, which makes sense. But the director said it was a logistical nightmare. Yeah. Like, just shoot it once, and if you don't get it, move on.
All those cars, no, it needs to be real.
This is why they went over budget.
Where's my 1977 Kia Rio?
Or Kia Rio's a thing.
Man, I don't know anything about cars. Never mind.
Filming at the airport took around 3 weeks and was made slightly difficult when a plane's engine was being tested, and it was extremely noisy. You didn't have to shoot this at the airport.
Right?
Or, if anything, you could have went to the airport in Burbank. Granted, I don't know when that airport was made.
Yeah.
Or built, or whatever, but...
Probably after.
I don't know, I feel like there could have been something less intrusive that would have... Maybe not. I don't know. I'm glad the movie ended up the way that it did. But it just sounds like it was a nightmare to work on this movie.
Right.
When the police were looking at police mugshots, the first photograph was of David Macmillan, who is a sound mixer on the film. Oh. That's fun. We have fun here.
We got you in the movie. Weird sound guy.
You don't know if he's weird. Are you just saying that because all sound people are weird?
A lot of sound guys.
In your experience?
In my experience. They're all probably really cool people when they open up. Let me in their sound world.
Let's see. The birds flying through the gap in the freeway were digitally added. Visual effects. That's pretty cool. I don't
remember any birds.
I didn't think that any of the birds there, I can't remember these ones in particular, but any of the birds that I did see in the movie, I did not think that they weren't real.
True.
So,
good on them.
That's cool for a 1994 movie, right?
I think so.
Jack Nicholson and Robert De Niro were considered for the role of Howard Payne, which was the villain, Dennis Hopper's character.
Nice.
I can see Robert De Niro doing it, because I think Robert De Niro still looks like a normal, but tough guy. But I don't know, Jack Nicholson's crazy.
Right.
I feel like he would have gave it away as a crazy person right from the get-go.
Yep, this all makes sense.
When the director first got the script and found out that it took place on a bus, he thought that it was going to be boring.
It's so it all takes place on a bus. Yeah, they can't go under 50 miles per hour. Yes!
This dude never saw Phone Booth. Just kidding. I know Phone Booth came out a million years later. But...
you can make movies in one place.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. That bus was going everywhere.
Yeah. Super not boring at all. I can understand his concern, but no need for that. According to the director, Keanu Reeves wasn't used to playing a role requiring such extreme reactions. I feel like that's an eloquently worded insult.
How?
I don't know. I feel like he's jabbing at Keanu's previous work.
Calling him dull?
Yeah. I know, I guess before this, I'm assuming he probably didn't do many, action things. I don't know the order of his discography here.
Discography. Keep going.
Is that not the right word?
I don't think so. I think discography is for music. But maybe it is. Filmography.
Sure.
That sounds right.
Whatever.
Alright, you just keep going. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know the order of all the things that he's done in the past. But I don't know. I feel like in Bill and Ted he has some extreme I know it's more jokey, it's not a serious thing.
But that's it. This was serious. Intense action.
I guess. Alright. I'll give it to him. Still feels like an insult, but if Keanu's fine with it, then I'm cool with it. A million years later, I'm sure he's okay with whatever happened with this movie. The elevator shaft set was built with 4 fully functioning elevators and was 5 stories high. So, not 40-something stories, as they want us to believe.
Movie magic.
Right? Also, that was another thing. When the elevator's falling, the digital floor sign is still working perfectly. And every time it falls, it's still going down in number.
Right.
That would have been messed up, right?
I guess so. I don't know how it senses what floor it's on.
I mean, I don't either, but I don't know.
I would say at least it's on emergency power, and it would be powering that.
Right? That doesn't seem like a priority.
It doesn't.
Whatever. It's a movie. Let it slide. While making the film, Jeff Daniels thought it would not be successful. He reversed his opinion after seeing the finished product.
Jeff Daniels like, we're making garbage.
He was just mad that he died.
These lines don't work.
And that he didn't have a heavy part.
Right.
Because after he gets shot in the beginning of the movie, he's really not there.
He's not.
Which is upsetting.
He has like 4 scenes.
Yeah, and then he dies. One of those 4 scenes is him dying. So, in the original, this would have been so boring. In the original script, the bomb was triggered to go off when the bus goes over 20 miles per hour. That would have been the music would have made sense with that. The low stakes.
So the bomb will blow up if it goes over 20. Mm-hmm. So they just don't go over
10 miles an hour. Yeah.
They just stop.
You just take surface roads and chill.
Or you just stop the bus. Like, what's stopping?
I'm assuming you probably can't stop the bus either, but as long as you're going 1 to 20, you're fine. Like,
that's like a whole different movie.
It really is.
A bus that can only go from 0 to 20, but it can't stop. It has to go.
This is why the director thought it was going to be boring. Oh yeah, I thought of this earlier just because we watched Dumb and Dumber not so long ago. But Jeff Daniels' character was named Harry, and that's his name in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh wow. I'm going to say they're in the same universe.
You're going to say that the Harry from Dumb and Dumber became a cop and became a bomb squad cop in Speed?
He turned his life around.
You don't just get smart. I don't know.
Alright, fine. Maybe it's... I'm just going to believe that's either A.
Also, both movies came out the same year, so he didn't have a whole lot of time to get smart.
I mean, in the movie timeline. In the movie timeline, the guy in Speed's actually the father of the Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber. So he's a junior.
So Speed is supposed to take place before Dumb and Dumber, is what you're telling me?
Or after? I guess whichever one makes sense.
The bus number is 2525, and we all know that 25 plus 25 is 50. And that bus can't go below 50.
Oh, what an Easter egg. It's like math and then like a loose connection to the topic.
Let's see. In March 2018, during the morning, I don't know what that means.
All day.
Of the 1 hour clock change between Greenwich Mean Time, aka UTC, and BST, aka Irish Summertime, Ireland's RTE.
I think you turned into a robot just now. You're just like RTE, Greenwich.
Ireland's RTE 1 television channel ran this movie without any adverts. Usually RTE show adverts throughout their entire schedule year-round, apart from Christmas Day where movies are shown free of commercial breaks. Either RTE had no advertisers booking slots during the film, as the audience would be very low at that time of late night, early morning, or possibly they were having timing issues with the automatic program playout system due to the hour change. Additionally, Speed is a very tricky film to place advertising breaks within without breaking the story tension. So no point in putting in ad breaks if it was only going to be using program trailers as placeholders.
So
that's dumb. I think this was just pointless information.
So yeah, a couple things on that. Number one, the fun fact
is that Speed played on TV without any commercials.
But in one particular area, though, right?
Yeah, in Ireland.
In Ireland. So
during daylight savings time, except they call it something different.
So this fun trivia is this movie played one time in Ireland without commercials.
Yeah.
That is some trivia. That's some deep cut trivia.
And that's recent trivia. That was 2018.
I think it's also... Okay, so second thing is, I like how they said that it's tough to put ad breaks in Speed without breaking up the story tension. They don't give a about that anymore.
Oh,
like,
they do not.
Hulu, YouTube, it'll just be mid-sentence like, and your daddy's dead.
Oh, but that's the worst. I think that's the one thing, like, I don't hate commercials as much as the rest of the world seems to. They're really whatever to me. But what I do hate is that nobody films anything thinking about commercials. So watching, like, when we were watching the new Twilight Zone, and they decided to put commercial breaks in there, but they did not film it for commercial breaks, it ruins the whole flow of it.
It did.
Yeah. Or even, like you said, watching YouTube videos. YouTubers don't plan on their commercial breaks, so...
Hulu. But, so it wasn't played in Ireland one time recently it was played without commercials. That's fun. That's a fun fact. That should be a Jeopardy question.
Let's see. We're almost done here. The director came up with the idea for the opening elevator sequence while working as a cinematographer on Die Hard. While riding in an elevator in the building used as the skyscraper in that film, the elevator got stuck on the 14th floor, and he had to climb out the escape hatch and jump onto another elevator to get out. No.
Wow.
All no.
Write what you know.
Exactly. That's terrifying. Well, the subway train that comes crashing up onto Hollywood Boulevard at the ending was actually a bus decked out to look like a subway train. That's fun. In the earlier script, the bus driver, Sam, had to be removed from the bus because he had suffered a heart attack, and not because he had been shot. It probably makes more sense for him to be shot and live, because if he had a heart attack and then it took that long for them to get him off the bus, I don't know what the likelihood of him living would have been.
Right? Yeah, so good right.
Yeah. Some of the shots of the subway train as it runs off the rails are of a miniature model. It's fun. I like models.
I like models. Yeah, that was fun. I didn't even notice, so good
yeah,
job.
They did great, yeah. Did not notice at all. 13 people are killed in the film. The security guard, Bob the bus driver, Helen, Harry, several SWAT cops, the train driver, and Payne.
That's a fun fact, I guess. Like, 13! We have a number.
It's really not that high. I mean, watching it, though, I think, I don't know, hearing 13, though, feels slightly higher than when watching it, but I'm also not thinking about all those SWAT members that were in that house.
Right? All families. They all have families.
So, yeah.
14 families.
And that's pretty much it. There's some other ones, but they're really long, so...
So, I think this movie holds up. It's fun,
Definitely.
campy. It doesn't take itself too serious.
If you're just looking for a good time, I think...
Yeah, none of the characters are developed, but it still works as a movie.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining. Josh Whedon did a good job on the script rewrite and adding the bus jumping and going over a bridge and all the action-packedness. It was good. I love this movie. It's so good.
It's
And Con Air.
It's definitely a fun time. Yeah, if you're looking for something to kind of just, I don't know, shut your brain off and just watch something that's entertaining, I think this is a good one to go to.
Yes.
It's a fun time.
Fun time.
Still not over Jeff Daniels' death, but that's okay. It's a fun time.
Fun time.
All right, so that was Speed. Leave us our comments, concerns, questions, suggestions. I don't know. Hit us up. And we'll see you all next week.
See you later.